Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We begin with mystic song by Sri Swami Lalitananda, played and sung by Sri Swami Umananda and Rajneesh.
Our song tonight is based on a poem by Swamiji. It's called O Thou Divine Wisdom. We are recording from the ashram of our revered Guru, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananji in Miami, Florida. Today is August the 24th, 2018, Friday evening, and tonight Swamiji will be lecturing on the Tulsi Ramayana. This is series 2016, class number 119. And now, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananji.
Om Nilambuja Komalangam Sita Samaropitavama Bhagam Panau Maha Sayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side. He is carrying a powerful bow and arrow in his hands. In Sri Ramcharitmanas, the Ramayana, Balakanda, we are moving towards the verse number 299. Presently, the context of this topic is festivity is being arranged by King Dasharatha, what is known as Bharat party, marriage party. Lord Rama has broken Shiva's bow, and practically he has married Sita. The marriage is now to be elaborately conducted, and that's the stage of the story. You must realize storyline is giving you a support for your mind. The profounder understanding you need to promote. It all depends upon the level, but the goal behind it is to become profoundly aware. Firstly, the blessed opportunity of having human embodiment. So, look at yourself and see you are a human being. And then let your mind flutter with joy. As a human being, you can do amazing things. Purushartha, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. You can pursue ethical value called dharma, material value of life, artha. You can pursue fulfillment of your desires in such a way that you come closer and closer to God. And finally, moksha, liberation. All this becomes possible. From a little I am, you become big I am. From a reflected self trembling in a jar to the realization I am the sun. And that's the highlight of human life. Whether you come to realize it one life or many lives, that depends upon you. But that's your ultimate. That's the truth about it. Now, coming to a storyline, you are being given an allegorical glimpse of movement leading to God realization. And in storyline, Rama broke Shiva's bow means your soul has come to a stage of realizing there is nothing in the world that will fulfill all your desires. And that you have become joined to Viveka Buddhi, intuitive intellect. Your personality has two-aspected blend of Prakriti, nature, and God. God within you is Rama. Prakriti within you is, the highlight of Prakriti is the Buddhi, Sanamati, pure intellect. Now, Rama and Sita, they have looked at each other and they have become, they soar in divine love, not fall. So no matter whether you are married, unmarried, wherever you are, that drama is going to be in your life. The real drama is for your soul. Soul to be wedded to Vivek Buddhi. When that happens, you have enjoyed all the festivities of the world for all times. But when you have not enjoyed that, then go on coming back, cycle of birth and death. This creation is endless. Earth is only a little bubble in the vast creation. In one life, you may feel you will become perfect if you have great stability, power, and fame, name, glory. But even if that glory lasted for a very long time, I'm just giving a very quick movement, the whole Earth planet is not going to last. And if that shocks you, even the solar system will not last. Nothing that you see in this world is going to be eternal. So no matter how glorious you are, your attainment is a conditioned attainment. But when Rama has wedded Sita, when the soul has developed that intuitive insight, then you are not after all the glory of the earth. All the glory of the earth are ultimately, think of the sun. Sun is the reality behind all illuminations. All the glory that you see in the universe have source in God, the absolute self. And good news, you are essentially that God. Each of you, there is no such discrimination. And when that becomes deeply a matter of your experience, a profound internal awakening, you are now joining with the marriage party that is going to come to Janakpur. You become a Bharati. You are now in a big festive party. Here again, festive party, climax of the festive party is Rama marrying Sita. But all people enjoy that glorious union of Rama and Sita. How much do they enjoy? In the storyline, people share that joy. Suppose joy is like 1 ton. Everyone is getting a little aroused of this aroused. But let me give you spiritual mathematics. The spiritual joy cannot be divided. So what Rama is enjoying is being enjoyed by everyone. Nectar is indivisible. So if you are given a drop, you become immortal. If you are given an ounce, you become immortal. When you are given a ton, you are immortal. See, spiritual joy is not quantitative. Keep that in view. So, if your mind gets fascinated with these barats, Tulsidas' plan is to bring you in that barat and share that big joy that is radiating from Rama's union with Sita. And that's the purpose of satsanga. Leave aside all worries of the world and share the good news. You are not the body, mind, you are Sat, immortal, eternal. So I will not read too much that way, but let's go to the story. Now as the barat moves, King Dasharatha is preparing, and his sons Bharata and Shatrughna, they have all gathered a whole party, and the party consists of people who are on foot. Then there are elephants. It's an old style party. There are chariots. There are horses. Now, foot movement is karma yoga. Your duties, works that you do it with delight, because Rama is getting married. So don't be sluggish. Think of the family when celebration going on for marriage. Everybody is active, joyously. So don't wait for a special festive date or etc. Understand, every moment is a joyous moment. So, foot soldier, be involved with karma yoga. Now, feeling movement, faith, feeling, heart-based love, all that movement is represented by elephant. Not ordinary elephant with canopy and many decorations. It moves majestically. In old time, strength was measured by elephant strength. Not horsepower, elephant power. And your senses represent horses. Horses are your will aspect that gives you vitality and you race around. I'm just giving you allegorical way to understand. That's different aspects of your personality. And jnana aspect is the whole chariot. So the Bharati moves people who are on foot. Then there are horses, that's mental movement, mind with will. Then there are elephants, that means feeling aspect, action aspect, feeling aspect, willing aspect, and rational aspect represented by chariot. Chariot which has a whole set, horses, reins, chariot driver, the soul moves in the chariot. That's jnana, wisdom. All the four begin to operate in your personality in a profound way. You become really a yogi, become a yogi. To be a Bharati, joining Bharat, you have to be a yogi. चढ़ी चढ़ी रथ बाहिर नगर लागी जुरन बरात होत सगुन सुंदर सबहि जो जही काज कारज जात. So many young men and heroes of Ayodhya, they ride their chariots, and all those chariots are coming together, and each one experiences auspicious omens. Each one finds things are so joyous. Will be more joyous by waiting a little. कलित करिवरनि परी अंवारी कहीं न जाहि जही भांति संवारी चले मत्त गज घंट बिराजी मनहु सुभग सावन घन राजी. All the description is meant to lead you to the divine rasa. Rasa is joyous taste. The taste of festivity, festive rasa. And that rasa is the secret of your real progress and evolution in life. Now, the description. Great elephants, and they are decorated with canopies. Elephant has a wonderful canopy, and then inside someone sits, and he has many other conveniences also. So elephant is kind of a good vehicle. And the movement of the elephant is highlighted by the ringing of the bell for the neck of the elephant. And when they move, and many elephants together moving, they appear like the clouds have come down on the earth, and they are lightnings and thunder are also mixed up with the clouds. They are matching up with the sky, the whole festivity with the elephants, like clouds rumbling in the sky. Sky and earth come together. Vahana apar aneka vidhana, shivika subhaga sukhasan jana, tin chari chale viprabha baravinda, janutanu dhare sakal shruti chanda. Beautiful palanquins, old style. And chariots, countless vehicles, best of Brahmins, they are in those chariots. They look like as if the Vedic wisdom is flowing, and they are the embodiment of the Vedic verses. The Vedic wisdom as if has become incarnated in the form of those Brahmin personalities who are riding the chariots. Magadha Suta Bandi Guna Gayak, Chale Jaan Chari Jo Jahi Layak, Basara ऊंट वृषभ बहु जाति, चले वस्तु भरी अगणित भांति. Now different type of people, when they go into big festivity, some people are panegyrists. They are shouting the glory of Dasharatha, who was his father, and how the whole hereditary line has come. Rhapsodists, they are creating sounds, rhapsody, kind of interesting sounds, musical sounds, to entertain the whole party. People are not just static. It's a fervent party, active everywhere. And there are lots of animals, oxen, camels, donkeys, loaded animals with carrying lots of materials. Well, with surprise is a description of every human personality. Lots of things. You have elephant feelings. You have your senses, horses, and many other things. And countless karmas, load of so many things. A human being is a miniature universe. कोटिन कांवरी चले कहारा, विविध वस्तु को वर्णय पारा, चले सकल सेवक समुदायी, निज निज साजु समाजु बनाई. Thousands and thousands of porters called kahar. They are carrying lots of things. So many people, they have so many needs, and all those needs are supplied by all these porters. And all of them are beautifully decked. Good clothes and good hats and etc. I'm not talking about hat, it's old style. सबके उर निर्भर हरषु पूरित पुलक शरीर कबहि देखिबे नयन भरि राम लखन दो वीर. There is boundless joy in their heart, and their bodies are thrilled all over. When will they have the darshan of Rama and Lakshmana? When you have that expectation and you are moving, life becomes joyous. When you have that vision that you are going to attain enlightenment, you are going to meet Rama, you are going to be united with God. If this becomes a reality in your inner understanding, imagine what would happen to your whole personality. But that's an ideal kept in your mind. And ideal is not realized all at once, but even a little, even a foot you direct towards God, God has directed 100 feet. In other words, He comes closer to you. Open a little window and light begins to flood. So that's allowing your mind in a positive way by understanding your potentiality, what's the goal of life, and the reality behind the world. As your mind moves towards it, an amazing thrill enters your personality. And all this again, you must understand, you are not fully aware of what's all happening. When a seed is growing nicely in a spring season, and there is thrill entering in the whole growing process, figure that out. How does it look? And while it happens, challenges are there. The wind will be there. Birds will be snatching on them. Thorns may arise in some of those plants. But all that negative does not mar, doesn't restrict the beauty of the spring. They all add to the beauty. गरजहि गज घंटा गुनि धुनि घोरा रथ रव बाज हिंस चहु ओरा. Elephants are trumpeting. The bells are ringing. It's happening all the time. It's not that happened in Treta Yuga. And you are hearing the movement of the chariots and the neighing of the horses. And big drums known as nagaras, they are being beaten. Big sound of the drums. Those sound of the drums, nidarahi ghanahi, they turn the clouds' role inferior. What does it mean? Firstly, the sounds that you hear, and the sound that you hear through the clouds, rumbling, etc. These sounds as if go far, excellent. The rumbling clouds feel ashamed. Then we put you to still higher level. All worldly enjoyments are rumbling clouds. But when you have the divine rumble, movement toward God, that rumble outweighs, excels all the glorious sounds created by worldly values. What the Upanishads call alpam, all worldly attainment is little. महाभीर भूपति के द्वारे रज होई जाई पसान पचाखारे. And at the gate of King Dasharatha's palace, a great crowd has gathered. How dense is that crowd coming close together? Described in a poetic language that if someone were to throw a stone, the stone will turn into dust particles in a moment. Implying if your joyous mind has become very profound, then adversity or negativity comes like a little stone. That stone will not have any value. चढ़ी अटार इन दे कहीं नारी, लिए आरती मंगल थारी. Women from high storied buildings, they look at this whole group of crowd of Baratis, and they are singing songs of auspicious blessings for all. गावहीं गीत मनोहर नाना, अति आनंद न जाई बखाना. Singing beautiful songs. And the joy that is expressing in that atmosphere cannot be described. तब सुमंत्र द्विष्य संदन साजी, ज्योते रवि हय निंदक बाजी. The minister of King Dasharatha, his name is Sumantra. He prepared 2 chariots, and the horses that were yoked to those chariots were so powerful and effulgent, they as if excelled the horses from the chariot of the sun god. It's a poetic statement, but behind that there is a profounder philosophy also. To the world, sun-related experiences are the highlight, the greatest. But if your mind stays only under this, here the sun term I am using in a relative sense. If you remain under the umbrella of that sun, you are moving in the cycle of birth and death. Even though his chariot drive horses of the sun are wondrous, shining, yet Godward movement that brings you liberation, that movement outshines the relative movement of day and night created by the sun. In other words, the spiritual festive movement cannot find simile in the world of relativity. दो रथ रुचिर भूप पहि आने, नहीं सारद पहि जाहि बखाने. Those two chariots Sumantra brought to King Dasharatha. The elegance of those chariots cannot be described even by Goddess Saraswati. Here, the role of Goddess Saraswati as giver of inspiration. But here, inspiration is at the height. When Goddess Saraswati describes your boon, what she wants to give you, that's in the relative world. The highest, when you attain enlightenment, that movement transcends all forms of inspiration that you know in the world. So Saraswati, who is the giver of all inspiration, that Saraswati is far excelled. You must realize the scriptural way of giving you allegorical glory. So at times, Vishnu will be put into a lower role. At times, Brahma will be put into a lower role. But in reality, what is being given to you, that difference between, if you are loving God for worldly things, that God that is giving you worldly things is in a lower stage. So it's not God himself, but your concept is in a lower stage. राज समाज एक रथ साजा, दूसर तेज पुंज अति भ्राजा. Now coming to storyline, two chariots were brought to the king Dasharatha. One was well decked for royal set, that was meant for Dasharatha himself. Another full of spiritual radiance, and that was meant for Vasishtha. तेहि रथ रुचिर वशिष्ठ कहूँ, हर्षि चढ़ाई नरेशु. आपु चढ़े उस चंदन सुमिरि, हर गुरु गौरी गणेशु. King Dasharatha, with great reverence and respect, led Vasishtha to ride that effulgent chariot. And then he himself entered into the royal chariot. Prior to doing that, he offered adorations. Har Guru Gauri Ganesh, to Ganesha, to Gauri, Parvati Devi, to Guru, to Hari and Hara. to Vishnu, to Shiva. सहित वशिष्ठ सोहम रिप कैसे सुर गुरु संग पुरंदर जैसे. And Vasishtha and King Dasharatha, into both chariots, they are going together. And how do they appear? They appear like Indra going along with his guru Brihaspati. सुमिरि राम गुरु आय सुपाई चले महीपति मह शंख बजाई. Having adored Rama and having received the permission of Guru, King Dasharatha sounded his conch, and celestial beings, gods, they showered flowers, and though they were delighted in the storyline, they appear in the skies, in their celestial vimanas, and flowers come. All don't see it, but sensitive people see it. That's the storyline. The real line, flowers are called suman. When your mind gets joyous, flowers are emerging within your personality from the divine source. When profound knowledge is received by aspirants in a satsang, and their faces light up with joy, gods are hiding from the roof, throwing flowers. भयउ कोलाहल है गए गाजे व्योम बरात वाजने लागे. And immense sound. The sound that's expressed in the sky and on the earth. Sound as if the sound of the whole marriage procession covered the entire atmosphere. And the women do not go according to the old-time culture. They stay in Ayodhya, while all the men go towards where Rama and Lakshmana are, in Janakpur. But women are performing all types of Mangal Gan. They are singing expressions of blessing for everyone. Everyone should have perfect fulfillment, satisfaction. And they are not singing in ordinary melody, very subtle, Rasila Rag. You have to go to the musicians to understand that. And those are, along with their music, there was beautiful clarinets and other musical instruments. So all that became possible. घंट घंटी धुनि बरनि न जाही, सरब करही पाइक फहराही, करही विदूषक कौतुक नाना, हास कुशल कल गान सुजाना. And so many little bells and big bells, you can't describe them, how many. To understand in a simple way, in satsanga, when you are listening to something, it rings the bell within each of you. Some are like only little bells, some get big bells. And someone says, yes, it rang the bell. And those who were going on foot, they were so happy they couldn't contain themselves. So while they are doing some yoga exercises. Surya Namaskar. We understand. Camel pose or whatever. By doing that, they are entertaining people. And some of them are bouncing in the sky as if flags suddenly emerge from the crowd. Not ordinary cloud, but their whole bodies going up, bouncing. And there are many jokers, humorists. They are making humorous sounds, saying humorous things, making them laugh. And there are people who create tamashas, lots of show. तुरग नचा वहीं कुंवर बर, अकनि मृदंग निशान, नागर नट चित वहीं चकित, डगहि न ताल बधान. And great young princes or friends of Bharata and Shatrughna, young men of Ayodhya, they are also showing their mastery over their horses, how they can make them work. बनई न बरत बग बनी बराता, हुई सगुन सुंदर सुभदाता. That whole party, big gathering, cannot be described. And at the same time, great omens, auspicious omens manifest before them. And what are those auspicious omens? Birds, special birds that have very blue throat, called Nilkantha birds. They suddenly come and they are big batches of birds flying in the air. just towering over the heads, just about to sweep over the heads of people. दाहिन काग सुखेत सुहावा नकुल दरस सब काहू पावा. And from this right side, people see crows expressing their joyous display of their presence in green fields. Wonderful black crows. And then some from nowhere, mongoose, with its red nose, comes out right in front of them. These are called auspicious barks. So remember, on your if you find in your trip or you're walking these creatures, they bring joyousness in your mind. And what's another aspect of auspiciousness? Sanukula Bahatrividha Bayari Sagata Savala Avabaranari. Bayari is breeze. Breeze is blowing three types. Sheetal, cool. Mand, gentle. Sugandh, with aroma. Sheetal, Mand, Sugandh. Now, if you want to go into high level, when you practice meditation and you bring to your mind a sense of having darshan of God, coming close to God. Now, three-aspected experience enters your heart. Sheetal, world that is full of terror, etc., is very graceful, gentle. Cool, how cool. And you feel cool, people say, how cute. I'm joking. Mand, how gentle. Gracious movement. You don't see, looking at it, and a bud blossoms. You don't know how did it all happen. The Mand movement. And then Sugandh fills your nose, fragrant. That gracious type of experience enters if sattva develops in your mind. And it is a good technique. When you sit for meditation, imagine this type of experience and mentally start saying that, oh, how wonderful I'm feeling. When bring positive in your mind, negative subsides. But when you hold on to negative, it continues to increase. But don't say, unless it is positive, how can I say it is positive? No, fake it. That's called affirmation. Plays a tremendous role in spiritual sadhana. No matter how you are feeling, entertain in your mind, I'm not the body. Body-wise, I feel very weak. Now you say, I'm mountains, I can move mountain. Hanuman is in my heart. Parvish Nagar ki jai sab kaja. Keeping Hanuman in your heart, you can do all amazing things. Allow the mind to play with positive imagination, and you'll find a miracle will happen. Because positive has its real value. Negative doesn't have much value. Light has value, darkness not. And another auspicious sight is farming women holding a jar on their head and a baby in their arm. They're passing by. It's considered very auspicious. Any sight of tenderness in the world, any sight, even it be just a cow allowing a calf to suck milk, and it's a great auspicious sight. Surabhi sanamukha susui piyawa. And cows, they are letting their calves drink their milk. Mrigamala phiridahini ai. And a whole group of deer, they come from the left side, circle around towards the right. These directions are not so important. But the movement creates a flutter in your mind. Their grace shines when you see them moving. क्षेम करी कह क्षेम विशेष की, श्यामा बाम सत सुतरु पर देखी. This is a special type of bird in the family of kites. The Hindi word is cheel, kite. The sound that comes from its mouth, it has pleasing to human ears, as if the bird is saying, Kalyan, Kalyan, may good happen to all. And there is another bird, Shyama, looks all very bluey, swarthy color, that appeared on the trees. Sanamukha ayau dadhiyaru meena, karapustak dui vipra pravina. And the people passed by holding dahi, yogurt, jar filled with fluttering fishes, and Brahmins holding scriptures in their hands. All these are called auspicious marks. But the main idea to understand that you do not have to look for these, and if they don't come in your way, don't feel miserable. But develop a sensitive mind to see the glory of God expressing before you. There are lots of auspicious things bursting every moment. It's a matter of your mind to be touched by them. You are lacking sensitivity. So what's not inspiring? If you have a sensitive heart, even a little grass growing from the earth can fill your heart with joy. Little bud blossoming. I will not go into detail. Everything in the world is vibhuti of the God. मंगलमय कल्याणमय अभिमत फल दातार जनु सब साचे हो निहित भय सगुन एक बार. All auspicious omens, omens that forecast good things are going to happen in your life. You are going to gain whatever you desire. All types of omens began to express as the marriage party started towards Rama. And with this I am concluding. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.